Here we are. It is our module for keyword analysis. This is an important module. This is the backbone of the clinical system. It's about discovery. It's about sourcing data, mining data, examining data, responding to user behavior, etc. It all begins with finding our demographic. Where do they exist? 30 years ago, if you were a plumber, your demographic, anyone who had an issue with plumbing, whatever it might be, would go to the yellow pages or whatever they were called in your particular region, finger through those, flip through the ads, and find an ad they liked, and give you a call or give your competitor a call. Those days are long gone. The yellow pages really have little to no place in the realm that is marketing for small businesses these days when compared to search engines, when compared to the internet. What do people do now? They jump online and they plug in their problem and they search for a solution. Let's play the game here. Okay, we are in the interface for AdWords. If you have a Gmail account, which in case you don't, you'll have to create, they are free. If you have a Gmail account, you can go to adwords.com, ADWORDS.com, and this is the interface. There's a home page, there's a campaign, there's a campaign tab, opportunities tab, etc. AdWords is essentially where we are going to deliver our paid traffic. It's the interface. So when we decide to run our ads, we will be running ads to generate traffic to our websites. When we do that, the interface is through Google AdWords. If we want to use target Yahoo traffic, we have to use a separate provider. Bing traffic, a separate provider. That said, Google is king in the search engine game. Google still commands more traffic than anyone else. For that reason, we are going to start with Google. Facebook also has an ad serving system. Facebook's a little different. It's the ad serving system's a little more advanced because it really takes a nuanced marketer to understand how to deliver ads to people who aren't looking for a problem or a solution to a problem. They aren't looking for a particular product. They're just engaging their friends and family. It's a different sort of game. For that reason, we're going to leave Facebook out of the equation in terms of ad serving. We are going to integrate Facebook's social traffic. We do want to integrate that into our SEO, but in terms of serving ads, it's just not the place to start. It's getting ahead of ourselves. So here we are, the keyword tool. If you click on the tab, Tools and Analysis, you'll see Keyword Tool. You'll click on that. That will bring you to the page that we are on. And let's start with a local term. Now, we used to have a client. He's moved out of the area. He's relocated his business. But he was a real estate agent, and he worked in a particular corner of the San Fernando Valley. And this was a term that we were converting for him for a while. We're now running a campaign for him up in the Bay Area, and it's essentially translating just as well. Interestingly, this is a term that, according to Google's keyword tool, now this data is not absolutely accurate. We have no idea how accurate it is. They have no reason to siphon through the data and give us exact figures. That sort of data storage would just be an absolute nightmare for them. And at the end of the day, they're just giving us, this is a free tool, they're giving us a ballpark figure. There is no better tool that we know of that mines Google data than the AdWords interface, unfortunately. The best way to mine data is to run a campaign, to actually run an ad. If you run an ad, you see exactly how many impressions. The reason I want to start with this term is because we have data from late last year on this particular term, and we were seeing anywhere from 85 to 127 impressions per day. An impression is this: if I Google Calabasas houses for sale, that's an impression. If 127 people do it in a particular day, that's 127 impressions. Over here on the left, we have broad, exact phrase. You can read all about these through, and all you have to do is hover over the question. When we ran campaigns, the impressions we were seeing for exact terms, Calabasas houses for sale, was again in that 80 to 130 range. I jotted those down. I just said them. Ballpark 100 impressions a day, which would lead us to be in the area of 3,000 a month. Well, the broad seems most accurate for that term. For that reason, we're just creating a template, basically a blueprint for our launch point. There's no reason for us to play with exact, to play with phrase. We're going to mine data. When we run paid search, we'll get exact figures. For now, let's stick with broad. It seems relatively accurate, and it'll give us a start. So if I were to create a site as a real estate agent, and I was servicing a particular city, Calabasas, for instance, Calabasas houses for sale, that's a potential keyword. What else? Calabasas real estate, luxury homes in Calabasas. You can see I'm geo-targeting with my keyword specific to a region. I want the keyword to be in there. I don't want to rank for houses for sale nationally, because if I'm a real estate agent, I can't serve anyone outside of a handful of miles. Obviously, I can't be in 5 states at once. So when I search multiple terms, you'll see we're in the 2,400 range, 29, luxury homes. That shrinks. That seems inaccurate to me, only because I know that demographic rather well because of the time I spent working with that agent on his particular campaigns, his marketing. That said, there's certainly traffic. Anyway, you can get a decent idea as to how we go about mining data and establishing terms that we want to rank. Let's back out of regional stuff, and let's imagine that we are motorcycle helmet providers. We supply, or we create, we have our own motorcycle helmets. Let's go ahead and we can ship anywhere in the United States, let's imagine, or globally for that matter. Let's take a look. Okay, here we go. This is some real traffic, obviously. I'm talking global searches in the area of 450,000, local monthly. Local is essentially the states, 301,000. So that is a fierce term. If you rank 1 for that, it literally just rains traffic. You'll need some serious hosting in order to maintain a website that sees that sort of traffic. That said, fights like that are not easy to win, not in SEO. And if you're talking about running campaigns, paid search campaigns, to a term like that, you're going to be spending some serious dough just because of the sort of volume. If we were going to get into the game, let's say you were a client, you came to us and said, we have motorcycle helmets, we want to build an e-commerce store and focus on that, or we just want to create our small business website and focus on that, we would really go after your targeted demographic and be as explicit as possible, because that seems really generic. I think Google is going to serve more generic, big, broad, branded e-commerce sites for that sort of term. Let's take a look at another one. Let's say that we are, I think we did lawyer in Burbank lawyer in an earlier video. Let's take a look. Okay, here's another one, Burbank lawyer, in the area of 1,600 search results. Again, not exact, but that's a decent amount. If we could rank for that, that would be fantastic. If we could have a website up and we ran a campaign exclusively for that term and could convert and make a profit, that would be fantastic too. This gives you a little bit of an idea. In order to really piece this all together and understand how we take this data and create a system around it, you really have to watch us, and you'll see this in further modules. Watch us do it. We need to explain through the process. The web, like much of the rest of the world, the easiest way to learn is to mimic, is to literally watch and mimic, and you'll get a chance to do that in future modules. We've introduced you to the basic tools. You'll see future tools introduced, but essentially at this point you understand how a search engine works. You understand what natural search is. You understand what paid search is. You realize that companies running paid search, like the roofing sites and the legal sites we've looked at, these are not amazing websites. This is not Facebook quality stuff. You realize that design is not the most important thing in the world. You look at a Craigslist, you look at a YouTube, they don't scream design award winner by any means. These are basic sites. People engage with sites. There are certain things they want to see that they seek out when they're looking to engage, particularly with business sites. As we build out a site in future modules, you'll see everything that we implement in order to give ourselves the best chance to get things going and convert business and create revenue sources right out of the gate.